Alright, guys. It's been a minute, huh? Well, here we have episode 51, the Master of One podcast, summer 2024. So, for the most part, summer is over. If you're a kid in Georgia, school is about to start, which is insane. School starting August 1st seems very, very early. I grew up in New York, and we would start school, I'm not gonna say, I think maybe like the second week of September. So for schools to start August 1st, I'm sorry, guys. Summer is over. So this podcast, I'm going to recap pretty much the big events this summer. I would say I played 4.5 tournaments, and you'll understand why in a sec. But to kick things off, let's just get into it. It's been a lot of stuff, so I'm going to go tournament by tournament. The first one was I played the Continental Open. This was in Medellin, Colombia. It was 11 rounds. I scored 7.5 out of 11. I drew a 2600, Alex Fear. I mean, he was 2650, now he's like 2570 or 80. I think he was the 5 seed. It was my first time playing the Grunfeld, or second time playing the Grunfeld in a tournament, which is pretty cool. Like, he played fast, I played solid, I did what I was supposed to do, and I didn't lose. Apart from that, I lost to a GM, and then I lost to two 1900 FIDEs, which was very depressing because I scored 7 out of 11 out of maybe 400 to 500 people. I got 40th place, and I lost 15 rating points. Like, how do you win 7 games, draw one of the top seeds, and lose 20 points? 7 wins. You would think, like, that's got to be enough wins to break even, to gain some rating, but no. I lost rating in this tournament. Overall, though, it was a really good tournament. Colombia is amazing. A lot of reasons to like Colombia. Maybe even move to Colombia is definitely on the cards. One of the big reasons I like Colombia a lot was American money goes very, very far. Like, if you eat out with your friends in Colombia, you guys get drinks, you guys get food, I don't know if we ever got dessert, but you get dessert. And let's say you pay for 2 people, 3 people, full meal, everything comes out to maybe $10 to $20 for everyone. If you pay for yourself, you're paying $2 to $5 a meal, and you're getting everything. You're taking home food too. One thing I will say is pasta in Colombia, not the best. We did get pasta once, and it was very, very salty. A couple bites were good, but a couple bites were like, whoa, I don't know if I can do this. I also got KFC in Colombia. KFC was pretty solid. Apart from that, having fun in Colombia was good. We went to a casino, met up with some friends. I actually did well in roulette. First time playing roulette, too, I think. First tournament of the summer. Overall, I would say experience was good. Hurts to lose some rating, especially after winning. One thing that I did really like about this tournament, though, was when I won, I would win by murder. Like, the wins would be like, oh my god, like, this is like, I was feeling good. Like, I was playing, like, when I won, they were all by knockout. Really nice games, really clean games. When I lost, the games I lost, I was winning too. All 3 games. Like, I was pressing, no reason to lose. And this is going to be a theme of the summer. Don't lose. Like, why am I losing games that I'm not supposed to lose? It's all about being a little bit more patient, avoiding some shenanigans. There were definitely some shenanigans. Not really time pressure. One of the games, maybe time pressure. But it's because it's also because I'm playing some new variations that I haven't played before. And when you win, you feel great. When you lose, you're like, man, I don't know if I should have done that. Maybe this is why I wasn't comfortable, etc., etc. It's hard nowadays because people keep prepping for you, which is funny because, like, the Sveshnikov, probably my favorite opening right now. I think I might be like 10.5 out of 11. Beat Grandmaster, drew Master, and just beat everybody else, all by like very nice games. People can prep for me. At this point, I have so many games there, but I don't care. I just have a feel for it. So there is some level of, it's like, who cares if they prep if you know what you're doing. So it's a very big balance thing, and you're gonna see balance is another, I would say, big theme. Some other, like, just very small, interesting things about Colombia. You can't wear shorts, at least in this tournament. I mean, I guess this is like, if you win this, you qualify for the World Cup. So it was a very serious tournament, but it was very surprising not being able to wear shorts. They were very strict on phones. Security just overall has really gone up in tournaments just to avoid cheating. I mean, for me, since I never cheated, it's just kind of annoying. It's like, all right, we're doing all this because one idiot did something stupid, and now everyone has to suffer. I really think if you get caught cheating, you should have some kind of penalty where it's like, you have to be the one scanning everyone. You have to be the one cleaning the trash at tournaments. Like, you're making everyone else suffer because of something stupid that you did. Like, you should be part of the suffering, I guess. Like, something like that. I don't know. So yeah, overall, Colombia was very good experience. Wish I could have gained more rating. It was cool seeing some very strong players. I actually got to see my old coach when I was a kid, Gregory Kaidanov. Said hi to him. Nothing crazy. But that was cool too. And that was basically end of May, early June. So we can go ahead and go to the next tournament. The next tournament, I 100% was not planning on playing. Did not want to play, but it was the Atlanta Major Championship 1. And I mean, there's definitely some things to talk about here. Summer tournaments, summer 2 days especially, are so hard. They're tough. Like, right now, basically 0 for 2 in the summer. The 2-day events are a lot tougher than the 1 day. And this one, like, we ended up taking a very big hit. Maybe I think 33 people signed up, which is crazy because that is the lowest amount of people to sign up of all our tournaments. And it's the one where we have the most prizes. Kind of a sad moment, kind of a funny moment when we look back is I really was like, yo, we should make this based off 50 or 60 people. So just in case, we don't lose as much money. And I remember Carter was like, no, man, we're definitely going to get 40 people at least, or 50 people at least. We should be fine. And then fast forward to like the day before the tournament, we're like, bro, we're not getting 40. I don't even know if we're getting 30. So definitely a learning lesson there. Summer, be very conservative because people are traveling. 2 days also in Atlanta are, I don't know, they're different. Like state championship, Castle, they always do well. But outside of that, I don't really see any 2 days in Atlanta or just Georgia as a whole. So that's another thing that we really got to try to crack the code on. But I did end up playing and winning this tournament. I had Ethan dead to rights. Should have been a clean 5-0, but ended up drawing against him and winning the rest. But for sure, and it's very ironic. I tied for first, so I won the state championship, and I said, I'm not playing in Georgia anymore. This is it. And then I basically played the next 2 tournaments, AMC 1 and Castle Chess. But yes, I'm 100% done. This one was a very special case. We have to try to make back some money. So I played. Blitz was kind of a disaster. We really got to work on the 2 days. And you're going to see for the next EAC, we're really taking a step back to try to regain the momentum that we had. And so far, it's looking good. But before I get into that, I'm going to go ahead and finish the recap of the tournaments that I played over the summer. So after AMC 1, I ended up playing Castle Chess. Castle Chess started out really good. Won both games, beat Zapata, cruising, drew Lenderman round 4. And all I have to do is draw or win the last round against Andrew Jang to cash out. And I play like a complete moron. Decline a draw. Basically, I play a position that definitely not my strong suit, and it just makes him feel comfortable. Another one of those positions where it's my first time playing it over the board, so I just don't know the plans as well. And we're going to talk about this a bit later. This is why analyzing your games is very, very important, because you need to know what you're supposed to do. If you just, because I have played this position maybe 2 or 3 blitz games online over the course of the last couple months, but I was like, all right, I just do this, whatever, I'm good. Do this, whatever, I'm good. But then you go play it, and you're like, well, I didn't really figure out what I was supposed to do, so now I don't have confidence in what I'm actually supposed to do. So I really think analyzing your games, and if you're playing new openings, it's very important to understand not the move orders, but the big aspects of the opening or the position. Because, for the most part, at some point, you're not going to get the same move order. Somewhere you're going to deviate. Sometimes they'll make a mistake, but it's different, so you got to figure out what to do. Yeah, this is actually something I should do, and I'm probably going to do the next couple of days, is I've already like pretty much analyzed all the games, but I need to do like an overall kind of comprehensive analysis. But I wouldn't be surprised if, and this really I think is what it seems like, but every game I lost over the summer is an opening I played for the first time ever, something like that. And as I play it more, it gets better. But then it begs the question, like, should you be playing new openings in tournaments or just go with what you know? But then if you go with what you know, they prep and it's blah, 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 blah. It's very annoying, right? So basically, just be good at chess. And when you play new stuff, you got to know it, is kind of the theme I will say. But yeah, Castle Chess, I ended up losing the last round after just having an amazing tournament. I mean, this is another theme. Every tournament, I beat a Grandmaster. And every tournament, I gained rating. But every tournament, I also lost to Fish. And I ended up losing rating. Or not gaining as much rating overall that I would have liked to. So, yeah, Castle Chess, I mean, should have at least got second place. Ended up getting $250. Which is, I mean, it's okay, but I should have won $1,200. And it only gets sadder from here. Which, with some good things in the middle, I'll say that. But after Castle Chess, I played World Open. World Open was good. I mean, it actually started really good. I think I was like 4 out of 5. I mean, for the most part, I was on the top boards the whole time, and I was actually on GM pace going into the last 2 days or the last day. So I think if I won the last 2 games the last day, I would have a very good shot at GM norm. So throughout the tournament, I beat Nico Chasen, I beat a Grandmaster, I beat IM, beat a GM, beat all the lower rated, though there were some sketchy games. Once again, sketchy games, new openings, but we found a way. The loss that I had, who did I lose to World Open? I mean, I only lost to good people. So I lost to Antipov. I mean, he's just good, and he actually fixed the line that he normally plays. I prepare for what he normally plays, but he played just a better move. And once again, I stoned out in the opening. And then after losing to Antipov, I lost to another GM. But basically last day, I think I was 5 out of 7 or something. I missed the Perpetual against Grandmaster, which is just insane. Like, it was a queen sacrifice, but it wasn't something crazy. And even out of the opening, I was doing well. And then I just kind of went crazy, sacked a piece. Ended up being not good, but I had a chance to draw at the end and just kind of botched it. And then the last round was really just heartbreak. Basically, I'm playing at 1900. The last round, if I win this, I win $3,000, and I gain like 20 to 30 rating points. I end up losing this last game in a better position, but because of some miracle, I have tactics. I sack a piece to get. I have 2 pawns, connected pass pawns, an A6 and B7, and by God's grace, I get God's grace, the devil's curse. These pawns do not push through, and they are just stuck there. And then I end up trying to sack a rook to get them through, and then he can actually just take the rook, sack the rook, and now I just lose. It's like I can't even draw, I just lose. It's like, and all I have to do is beat a 1900 in the last round to win $3,000. That would have been a very turning point in the summer for sure. $3,000 would have opened a lot of doors over the summer. But I ended up losing that game. I mean, that one was really frustrating. It's like, all you got to do to win, you have it. You had a great tournament. You beat a GM, you beat an IM. You lost to 2 GMs, and then you lose to this guy last round who, like, he fully expects to lose. You know, they're not even trying to win. They're not trying to, I mean, if they draw, they're happy, but they don't care. They're just playing. And this guy takes my $3,000. And I think I gained like 4 or 5 points. If I had won this game, I would have gotten 30 points. I'd be 2450 plus. So, just got very depressing, that World Open. But once again, I beat a GM, I gained rating, no money in this one. But it's sick. It's very sickening this summer. So that was World Open. Next, I went to New York City for the 1924 chess tournament. It was at the Marshall Chess Club. And once again, pretty good tournament. Like, the only people I lost to were Grandmasters and International Masters. 2 of the games, like, I'm just better against IM and GM. +2, -1, like, the whole time. Just pressing. And somehow these guys survive. I mean, they're survivors. Like, I guess that's what they do. it's funny because like if I offer a draw at any moment, they're gonna take it because they almost have to because they should lose. But I'm trying to win. Like I have excellent winning chances, so I try to win, and somehow like it just doesn't push through. So this tournament, I mean, the last game of this tournament, I beat a grandmaster, and just a beautiful game, like probably the best game of the summer. This guy Leonid Udasin, just a local legend, very strong. I think at some point playing the candidates used to be 2600, just super strong grandmaster, and just blew him off the board in like 20 moves, like just beautiful game. So that was kind of nice. Like at least like I got a good game, but once again like gain rating, beat a GM, no money. So it's just the theme of the tournament. And once again, the games that I lost, they're all variations that I'm playing for the first time ever. So I mean, it is what it is. There was one game I played at 2000 and I drew, and I mean, this guy just got very, very lucky. Like I'm pressing the whole time. I actually missed some wins, which was very sad. Like I mean, this dude had 30 seconds for 100 for basically played 60 moves with 30 seconds on his clock the whole time. And I mean, he never blundered. I was pressing the whole time, so you'd think I would win, but I just couldn't push through, and I missed my chances. So yeah, that's pretty much the tournaments over this summer. I played 4.5 tournaments. I mean, gain rate except for Colombia, gain rating in each tournament. But I mean, everything could have been one game. Could have been one game in each tournament, and I could have gone from. I mean, honestly, this year I've gained about 40-50 points USCF, and for the 4 games, if I've won or drew, I'd be up 80 to 90 USCF and up $4,000 to $5,000, which is really hard to process when you think about it. But I guess it is what it is, you know. That's chess. One thing that I realized is like, okay, let's say you play a tournament and you play, let's say you play 500 moves in one tournament, 9 rounds, you play 500 moves. Happiness and sadness are decided by about 5 moves. Of those 500 moves, 5 moves are going to decide the difference between happiness, sadness, having money, not having money, and winning a bunch of rating or not winning a bunch of rating. 5 moves. That's the difference. It's this is something I was thinking about, but they say like the Joker and Batman were one bad day away from becoming each other. Like if Batman had one bad day, he could have became the Joker, and if the Joker had one really good day, he could have became Batman. And that's kind of what it felt like. Like it was I was one day away from getting what I'm looking for, or from just being okay. So that's the summer. I mean, definitely learning lessons. The next tournament probably won't be for a while, honestly. It might be Labor Day weekend. I'm thinking that might be possible. Or outside of that, U.S. Masters. So it's going to be probably some time before I play another tournament. I was really trying to swing U.S. Open, but don't think it's going to happen. So now it's just back to studying and all this kind of stuff. And I'm going to talk a lot more about chess training and what I'm going to be doing in the next couple months. But before I get into that, let's talk about EACC 10, the Take 2. So, as some of you guys know, one of the tournaments was canceled because we had a water shortage in Atlanta. I mean, I don't know, how does that even happen? Like, I'm in Colombia. It's like maybe around 6 or 7. I get a call like 7 a.m. in the morning, like, dude, there's no water in Atlanta. I got to cancel the tournament. And I'm like, wait, what? Because, okay, so basically I'm in Colombia. Carter's supposed to run the tournament. And everything's good. We're good. I mean, turnout's not super heavy, but it's okay. It's like 40 plus people. We're fine. And boom, I get a call. There's no water. We don't know what to do. And we have to cancel the tournament. And basically, we have to figure out what to do next. And with all the tournaments every weekend, it was kind of hard to reschedule it for July. But now that we're back in the flow, everything's good. Our next tournament is August 17th. And the good news is we took some time off. People are ready to play. People are back in school. I mean, I didn't even realize. I was like, I don't know if people are going to be back from the summer, but if school's starting August 1st, everybody will be back in school. And the good thing is it's not like the first week of school or the second week of school. it's like the third where people have gotten their groove. Everyone's ready to just like settle in and do their thing. So the tournament EACC 10 on August 17th, turnout is looking amazing. So far, there's about 30 people signed up. We haven't even hit the first deadline yet. So I'm expecting about 40 people, 40 to 50. I mean, 50 people would be insane. But I think about 40 people will be signed up by August 2nd. And then we will have 2 more weeks to get those numbers up to 60, 70, maybe even 80 people. So it will be nice to have a good turnout, be back in the flow of things. And I think what helped was I started marking early, started sending emails out early. I also messaged a lot of people this tournament, just like, hey, are you playing? Hey, are you playing? And I think it's very important. We built the list early, and also just taking a step back, and because people were emailing me like, hey, when's the next tournament? Hey, when's the next tournament? And after some waiting and planning, and now we're back. Now, something else that we have to do is set the schedule for the winter, or for the whole rest of 2024. That's probably something that we're going to do, I guess in the next couple of weeks, as soon as possible. Because I do think planning ahead is very important, and it will give us a good chance to help the turnout. We are expecting to have one more 2-day in 2024. Probably somewhere in October is what I'm thinking. But we'll see. We still have some planning to do, and we still have a lot of time, which is another good thing as well. And I think Drew Charter will be the new location, so bathrooms won't be an issue. The venue is nice. Feels like everything's starting to bounce back after the summer. Once again, summer was not like, I'm going to say this is a terrible summer. It was like, I'm not going to say super depressing, maybe a little depressing. But there was a lot of, this is the classic. There's a lot of good to take away, and there's a lot of like avoidably bad that could have happened. Like, when I say like avoidably bad, like it's just like it was so avoidable. Like that's always what makes certain things frustrating. If I'm just like, for example, if I lose a chess game, I just get smashed. I just lose, no chance. It's almost better than winning or slightly better and then choking it away or making some stupid mistake. Like that hurts a lot more than just getting smashed. Like there's a scene in Batman. It's like the third movie where Bane is like, you can't really hurt without hope. Like if you just have no hope, then you're just like whatever. But when you have hope and then it hurts, that's when it's the worst. So what's tough was this summer, like there was a lot of hope and there was a lot of good things. So that's what I'm going to have to work on. And I think this flows very well to the next section of chess training. How do I do my training for the future, for future tournaments? And something that I think is very important is not getting burnt out, not doing too much. Of course, never ever do too little. If you do too little, you're gonna get blown off the board. When you do a lot, you always give yourself a fighting chance. But what I think is very important is having balanced training, and also just choosing, this is what I'm going to do, and after that, do something else. So, for example, what I think is very important is, okay, you study openings. I have my teacher. We go through openings. We have all this. And studying Middlegame. So that's reading books. So basically, hour, maybe 2 hours, or basically before I ever go to bed every night, read about an hour of a chess book. Then you gotta play. You gotta play blitz, or you gotta play. And what's very important with playing is you have to analyze. Don't just keep playing, because you're actually gonna make yourself worse. You're gonna reinforce bad habits. Something that I kind of realized was like, I'm reading this book by Gulko that's really good. He has a very good way of explaining. And then it feels like when I play too much blitz, I'm undermining everything I learned. Not everything, but it's like I don't have time to be as precise, and it's almost like I'm soiling the art of chess by playing all this blitz. And sometimes you just have to make bad moves, or sometimes you make bad moves and it just is it's bad. Like when you see this guy playing beautiful chess, that's why blitz can be bad. If you do too much blitz, I think what's actually okay. So this is actually what I think. The most important part of Blitz is you play the game, and where you actually learn is when you analyze the game. When you analyze the game, this is when you actually like figure out what you're supposed to do, figure out what's important, and then you move on. Blitz, okay, is great. You gain some rating, or you lose some rating, or you win, and you get a tactic. But the analysis is where you actually get better for actual chess, because the analysis will help you have confidence when you actually play it in a tournament. So when playing, the real focus now is analysis, and so like I was saying, openings are good, books are good. Puzzles, before the New York tournament, I think I was a little bit burnt out. I didn't do any puzzles. I mean, I played, I read, I did all this, but I didn't do many puzzles, and I definitely kind of felt it in the tournament. And then the first day I got back and I started doing puzzles, my scores were abysmal. I think like League Chess puzzles I was okay, but Puzzle Rush I was getting scores where I was like, what is happening? Like, am I okay? So this is why I don't take any days off for puzzles. And actually, this is something that Georgi Kachasvili told me. I don't know if he used to or he still trains Lenderman, but I had dinner with him. I ran a crush in Lenderman once, and he said, if you want to get better, if you want to be Grandmaster, 30 minutes of puzzles a day. So that I think is very important. So like I said, it's balance. You got to do a little bit of everything, or maybe not a little bit, but you have to do a decent amount of everything and not a lot of one thing. So Blitz for analysis, puzzles, books. What else is there? I mean, definitely going over things with my teacher, but for the most part, I would say that's it. Like, do those things, and then don't just keep playing Blitz. Don't keep playing Bullet. Don't do this. When you do that, I think you kind of like almost waste. You make yourself worse in a sense. Instead of doing that, if you want to improve, go work out, go run, go read another book, go do another hobby. I think there's a level of doing other things that's very, very important. And that's kind of what I took away from this summer. Like, I actually miss doing jiu-jitsu. I miss doing stand-up. I sacrificed kind of all of it. I actually sacrificed a lot of having fun during tournaments too. Because I was like, all right, I got to be focused. I got to do this. But sometimes when you pigeonhole yourself and you do too much, you put all your eggs in one basket, and then you get all too focused, or you want it too much. There's actually a book called The 7 Deadly Sins in Chess. And one of the chapters is called Wanting. When you want too much, like, this is when you can make some very big mistakes. So, of course, you got to practice. You got to work hard. But at the same time, like, don't do too much, and study right. Studying right is more important than just, like, spamming everything. So, I will be doing much more balance, basically. This, and this. And then I also will start streaming and doing YouTube a lot, too. Probably my goal is about 2 YouTube videos a week and 1 podcast every 2 weeks, and really sticking to a schedule. I think that's going to be very important too. And I think that's about it for chess training. But like I said, balance and studying is important, but also balance in life is important too. I think working out is very, very important. Like, over the summer with all the traveling, I definitely gained, I'm not going to say hella weight, I'm not like that, but once I got back and I started running every day and going to the sauna and working out, and it just, your body feels good. And like towards the end of the summer, my body was just like, man, I'm just like so out of shape. Like, this is probably why I'm like missing certain things, or I'm not playing as well. I'm not as in good shape as I normally am. And why am I sacrificing being in shape and just playing all this chess when, I mean, I could do both. And this is something that will happen. Like, in theory, you can play chess at a tournament. You can play chess for 8 hours. You can go to the gym. But after like 2 hard games, sometimes you're just like, I'm tired. But if you're tired, working out is actually better for you, as opposed to if you're tired, you're too tired to work out. Working out will give you more energy, which I think is something that I'm really going to prioritize. It's like being balanced and doing everything is very, very important in my opinion. So that's about it for my chess training. I mean, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see a lot of progress. I'm not going to say progress. I'm going to say consistency. Just like doing all these different things that I want to do and doing it right, not overplaying blitz, not playing too much blitz, not doing too many puzzles, but just doing exactly the right amount or exactly the planned amount of each amount, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So now, after kind of a depressing first half, I do have one category that I'm very happy to talk about, and it's my chess students. Right now, my students are absolutely crushing right now. I actually think, for the most part, all my serious students are all at their highest rating they've ever been. I have a bunch of students over the summer who started this summer like 1,000 or 1,100, and now they're all basically pushing 1,400. I have like 5 or 6 guys who they basically all either are about to make it or made the jump of 1,000 to 1,400. Basically, a bunch of my students went from blue belt to purple belt over the summer, which is really good to see. Like, I need to update the Hall of Fame, but I have like maybe 5, 6 to 7 guys or times where my students gained over 100 points over the summer. Castle was a big one. I have like 4 students cash out. One of them gained like 300 points. EAC, they're doing well. Friday Night Face Off, these guys are doing well. So that's really good to see. And I will say, with my students, I've been playing a lot, but I have been doing a lot for them, in a sense. Like, I made a checklist of all the things they have to cover: opening, middle game, and end game. So every class, it's like I don't even have to worry about what I have to prepare for a lesson, because I just go through the checklist. And now that openings are pretty much done, so the first phase of openings are done, under 1,400. Stonewall, French, Stonewall, Dutch. Now I got to start prepping for Sicilian and getting them ready for all that stuff. So that's going to be another big focus over the next couple of months, getting all the 1,400 plus openings ready. And it's going to be good for me too, because I get to review all these openings that I'm playing now too. So for students, kind of the next phase has kind of progressed, and I think with streaming, playing, and all this kind of stuff, that's going to be very useful as well. So I know for me, I mean, once again, tournaments were not bad over the summer. I gained rating every tournament. I'm up about 50 points on the year. So it's hard to say that, okay, this summer was a complete dud. It was a failure. Like what's the point of playing anymore? It's nothing like that. It's more could have been better, but at least for my students, they're all crushing it. Very, very good progress over the summer, and I think with the school year starting, I think things are going to get even better, because I think there'll be more consistent tournaments. There's going to be consistent playing, and with the systems that the checklist, the spreadsheets, everything that I've set up, I think these guys are pretty much going to take over Georgia, is my expectation. And definitely these guys are, I think, very talented, very strong players, but I think also coupled with this organization and this, hopefully, discipline, you don't have to be some super genius to get better at chess. You don't have to be some 120 IQ guy to be gaining 100, 200, 300 points. All you have to do is follow the rules and stick to the game plan. There's actually a UFC fighter who won the welterweight belt over the weekend. And he's not some super power puncher. He's not like super jiu-jitsu good guy. He's pretty good on the ground, but he's just an overall, he knows how to do everything, and he's a hard worker. And that is, I think, as long as you have those skills and you have this efficient system, you can be good at chess. So that's kind of the goal that I have. But of course, some of these guys are very smart. Some of these guys are very talented, and they all work hard. So of course, they're going to be getting better and improving. So that's it for my students. Super happy with them. Super proud. I mean, at least everyone is moving in a positive direction is the way to think about it. So lastly, I'm just going to talk about some things with life. Let's see, 30 minutes. So actually not the longest podcast in the world, but actually, I mean, some of these things I kind of already talk about, but like traveling every weekend, you definitely get out of shape, which is very annoying. So when I'm traveling, I'm going to prioritize going to the gym, working out, push-ups, running, all this kind of stuff. Like, I don't want to have I don't like ping-ponging back and forth. It's like when I'm at home for 2 weeks, I get in shape. When I leave, I get out of shape. I don't like going back and forth. I want to just keep moving forward. And that is probably, it's kind of like chess too, where it's like, if you don't do everything correct, then you don't have the tournament that you're looking for. You're gonna leave some food on the table, some stuff on the table. And this is actually something that I should have said earlier, but I'm glad I saved it for now. Is I was listening to Sun Tzu's Art of War, and in my games I was having a lot of disorder or chaos, at least early on. Like the games I would lose, I would be trying to do too much early on. And so, I mean, this is actually, I remember I was like doing the laundry and listening to this, and when I heard that, I had to put it on repeat. I had to go and listen to it again. But they said that to battle disorder, you need discipline. So that means like not just when you're at home. I think discipline when you're also on the road is very important. That is going to battle the disorder that I'm seeing in my games, or also probably in my life too. So that means waking up, running, reading the Bible, eating healthy, studying, reading books. I remember for pretty much every tournament, I would take books to read, and I would only read a little bit. I could have read way more instead of watching all these random YouTube videos on how House of the Dragon or The Boys, which are honestly two very good shows. So it's a little understandable to be so into them, but too much YouTube. I think I have developed a very serious YouTube addiction over the summer, which is also really bad. But that's what happens when you travel and you have nothing to do. Instead of YouTube and on podcasts, and I'm saying some are okay, but for the most part, I should be reading books about chess, about life, about even sometimes about, I guess, fiction. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think even fiction too. Like, don't forget to enjoy and have fun. But also, I'm excited to get back to stand-up and jiu-jitsu and boxing and all this kind of stuff too. Streaming. It's going to be very interesting making a schedule for the next couple of weeks, because I'm trying to get back into all the things that I liked, because I kind of put them on hold. And I still want to study chess. I'm still going to study chess too. So very interesting how I'm going to fit everything. Honestly, like, y'all should really look forward to the next episode, because it's either going to be like, I can't take it anymore, it's too much, I got to cut something, or it's like, man, I found out how to balance everything and life is good. So we'll see that on the next episode. And lastly, UFC has been really, really difficult the last couple of weeks. And okay, the reason why is every single fight is going to decision. Like, I'm at heart, I'm a striker. I like knockouts. I like people getting finished. I mean, even grappling, I just like finishes. And these underdogs, these guys that are not the favorites, are getting better and better at not losing. And it feels like the same way at chess, where it's like the lower rateds are getting better and better at not losing. And if you're going to win, you basically got to knock these guys out with the shovel. You can't knock them out with your hands. You got to go get the shovel from the garage and hit them as hard as you can. And even then, sometimes they won't go down. So with that being in mind, like, don't lose and keep putting pressure. So just like chess, like UFC has, like, the underdogs are not, and every time I want an underdog to win, it's the wrong underdog. This guy goes and jumps out of the ring. Like, what are you gonna do? Is the thing. So also, like, I think picking every fight is very dangerous too. You should just pick a couple. Pick the ones that you really believe in, that you really think, okay, this is the one. And if you don't know, just go over, is what I'm saying. Parlay all the overs together, something like that. So I mean, yeah, it is what it is. You gotta learn, and maybe I'll change the name. I mean, Summer 2024 is I think a very apt name for this podcast. But also, like, to battle disorder, you need more discipline, is I think another big learning lesson. So that's it for, I mean, a lot of things going on, and just as excited as maybe you guys are, I'm excited for the next podcast too, because I'm really curious to see, okay, how do I respond? Of course, I work very hard and do a lot of things. It's gonna be interesting because there's a lot of things I want to do. So who's gonna win, good or evil? Two wolves, Brian's. Okay, actually, this is how I'll close. The end of World Open, I basically got to hang out with two of my favorite grandmasters, Brian Escalante and Brian Smith. Brian Smith is the super attacking, amazing, super exciting chess player. And Brian Escalante is like the positional masterpiece. Like, just made GM, very clean, plays very clean chess. And it's funny because like I chilled with them in very different regards. So one of them I was kind of partying with. One of them I was studying chess with. Of course, Smith was the one I was partying with, and Escalante was the one I was studying chess with. And it was cool. Like, I guess I do well enough to earn the respect of these grandmasters where I get to hang out with them. Brian Smith, I knew him as I didn't know him, but when I was a kid, he would play in all these tournaments, and he was grandmaster, and I was always really impressed by him. And now I've grown up, and he was like, "Oh my God, I remember you as a kid too. That's crazy." And then Brian Escalante like was my arch nemesis for a while because he kept beating me, and now I got to see him too. So there's still a lot of good from the summer. It was actually very nice doing this podcast to reminisce of all the things, and now we got to learn and get back to the grind. It's going to be a small break from tournaments. Probably what is going to happen is I'm going to play one a month here and there. And hopefully with this discipline, I'm not trying to go all in and play 5 tournaments in a row. I'm going to pick one at a time and try to do my best. We'll see how that goes. So hope you guys were entertained. It's good to be back. It's good to be doing podcasts. Expect a lot of YouTube videos, about 2 a week. Expect streaming, all this kind of stuff. I'm going to make a schedule, and I'm trying to stick to it. So I'll see you guys later. Everyone have and whatever's left of the summer, enjoy it and get ready for school, work, and all that kind of stuff. Time to get back to the grind. Adios.